Having no debt is great, but quite unrealistic because I don't know how many people can afford to buy maybe their first car on cash, or even build your house, buy yourself a piece of land. Um, and that's why you find many people have taken loans just to help them, maybe to boost. Probably you already have savings, but you take a loan just to boost the project that you have. So, in today's topic, we are going to be talking about debt and debt management, especially now that cost of living has really gone high in our country, and you find that there is not sufficient funds to sustain us and even sustain debts. And most businesses have crumbled down. Companies, kila siku unasikia kampuni fulani ilifungwa, biashara fulani ilifungwa. So these are things that you're experiencing, and some of these people or some of these companies, you might find that maybe they were in debt and all that. Yes, so my name is Rachel, and if you're new here, thanks for watching, and kindly subscribe and hit the notification button so that once I upload a video, you can get it. And if you've been here, thanks a lot for tuning in into this channel. So we go direct to strategies that you can use to manage your debt. Of course, sasa tukifika hapa kwa kuongelelea debt, most of the times unapata sasa umefika mwisho, business is not doing good, everything is not working for you. So the first method is the snowball method, or the snowball strategy, whereby you list your debt from the smallest to the largest, and you start paying them in that order. You start paying your debt from the smallest one, kale unadaiwa 500, then going downwards. That method normally helps, at least inakumotivating, unaonanga kumbe it's doable, because if you let your debts continue spilling, trust you me, nobody is coming to pay them for you, and will continue getting into trouble and to more financial distress. So the best thing to do is at least have a strategy. Then the second strategy is the avalanche method, whereby you list your debts from one that is earning the highest interest to the one that is earning lowest interest. And so you start with the debt that earns the highest interest. Yes. Then the third one is the debt consolidation strategy. This is where you consolidate all your debts and make them one. So let's say uko na mobile loans, uko na institutional loans. So in loan consolidation, maybe you can look for one institution that can buy off your loans. Or secondly, maybe you can look for another big loan to set off all the two loans, all the two small, many loans that you have, and you are left with one loan with a fixed repayment plan. Yeah, that's also another strategy. And this one, I think it's one that maybe I'm going to get deep into, because I'm sure this is one of the method yenye inaweza tusaidia, or it can salvage us from the current debt crisis that are there. So in terms of debt consolidation, debts can only be consolidated before it gets to a bad loan. So ukiona umeanza kulemewa, of course, how do you know that umeanza kulemewa? The moment you see you're not able to pay your compulsory bills, rent, school fees, unapigiwa simu, unajua kwa nyumba hakuna shopping, you can't meet like the basic things. That's a red flag that financially you are struggling, and things might not get good if you don't act immediately. I see many people coming to me and asking me, Rachel, nasikia nimelemewa, I don't know what to do. And so once you feel you have started straining, that's the right time now to look for a solution. Look for a solution on saa hiyo unaanza kustrain. Like me, when I'm starting to strain financially, naifilingi 2 months before even that financial struggle comes. And so you start strategizing for it. And how do you start strategizing for it? One, you have to communicate to your financial uh, partner, or kama ni watu wanakudai, you have to communicate to them. Mwambie biashara imekuwa chini, blah blah blah, I don't know what to do. Those people are going to give you advice or ways on which you can be able to redeem yourself before it's too late. But I find most people wait until their debts become unbearable, ama zime spill over, until when you have been unable to pay your debt for 6 months. That's when now you want you need help. The first month, the second month, within the first 3 months, if you feel like you're really struggling with your loans, it's the time that you need to act as fast as you can. Especially now that we have an economic crisis, you find that most financial institutions are able to give moratoriums, maybe 3 months, 6 months, 12 months, whereby maybe you're given a chance to not even pay anything, or you're given a chance to pay interest. This is the most common one. You only pay interest. And then the third one, your loan can also be rescheduled, whereby maybe your period is stretched. If your loan was running for 24 months, you can make it run for 48 months, just to make the repayment plan comfortable. Yeah. So then the other thing, you also have to make sure that when you are saa ile unapanga hizo deni yako, also make a repayment schedule that is consistent monthly. Kama ulikuwa unalipa 100 na uangalie sales zako vile zinaenda, and the incomes that you're getting, please have a repayment yenye unajua tena hautaanza kustruggle tena, or you start feeling like you need to restructure your facility yako tena. So look for a consistent monthly plan. Then ile kitu ingine I would advocate ni ukuwe na a budget, like now sasa umeona madeni zako zinakaa hivi, this is how they sit. Hizi ndio nina owe watu, hizi ndio na owe financial institutions, this is what I pay monthly. So ikishafika hapa, pia wewe umefika kwa financial crisis, start tracking your income. Unajua ile pesa yenye kidogo unauza, anza kuitrack sasa, anza kujua pesa yako inaenda wapi. Wacha pia, these are ways pia zitakusaidia ku reduce debt zako as much. Sasa umeapproach a financial institution na wamekuelewa, na sasa umeambiwa from 100k utakuwa unalipa maybe 50,000. Sasa na wewe anza kujipanga na budget zako, and that's where we go wrong. Most of us, we don't work with the budgets. Unaishi tu fua, money comes in, money comes out, you can't even tell where it went to. Unajua ulishika 20k, unaanza kutrack na ile 20k, what did I do with it? So ukishapata umeingia kwa financial crisis, this is the point ya kuanza kutrack expenses zako na income yako, know how much is coming in. Si pale umeshaandika debts zako, and you know those that are clearly very urgent and need to be acted on, anza kuzilipa. If it means cutting down unnecessary expenses, if kama unatumianga Uber and now you feel you're getting cut down, use a public means. It's not going to be there forever. Of course, you're not going to pay your debt for the next 20 years. Probably it's a debt that if you manage it within the next 1 year, you will get your financial freedom. I can tell you, if you have debts that you're not paying, kama ni za institutions, kama ni za what, you don't sleep, you don't even have peace, you start losing friendships, because sasa huwezi lipa madeni za watu. So I mean, what will you be telling your friends? Wanjiku is calling you, Wamboi is calling you, Kamau is calling you, everyone is on your toes. The finance officer, the banker is on your toes. You can't even have enough sleep. You start even hammering from where you stay, because all these people know where you stay, and now you can no longer unajua unataka kuhama uwahepe and all that, but that's not a strategy. Hizi deni ni zako na wewe ulizichukua, na probably ulifanya vile ulifanya, biashara ilienda ikakwama. Kama saa hii nobody will not understand that business is not doing well, and that's why hata ukiapproach hizo financial institutions, apart from the Shylocks, those are some of the people I know they are very unreasonable, and that's why I don't advocate for people going to take money from Shylocks. Those people are rogue, they are unreasonable. Lemewa kulipa deni yako, I don't think like they really care. They will come for whatever things that they need, they have very rogue methods of coming for their money. But come to institutions, kuna process and procedure. Utapata hata ukiona mtu anakuja kuchotwa na bank, ama mostly bank, let me talk from ile sekta yenye najua, huyo mtu ni mtu ameshindwa kabisa kujiredeem. What I know with banks, you can come schedule your loan, stretch it to the maximum that you can, and you tell them, me from 100 I can be able to raise 40,000. Trust you me, they will schedule your loan uku unalipa hiyo 40k. Then secondly, stop waiting until your loans get to bad loans, and that's when now you want to start acting. Anza kuact mapema, start working. Ukishaona umeanza kufall into deni, start working on reviving your loan haraka immediately. Start talking to your officer. Kama ni watu wanakudai na unaona umelemewa, communicate to them, tell them, give me some time and I'm going to work on this, right? Cut on expenses that are not necessary, like the previous video where I was talking about inflation. I was saying focus on the basics. Anything that you need to save on it. And I tell people, when it comes to debt, hakuna pesa kidogo, because let's say you're paying an installment of like 15,000 per month. That translates to 500 shillings per day. So you can imagine hiyo kamia mbili kamia moja unatharau, it can really take you a great way into also settling hizo debts. Then kitu ingine pia, do not add debt on debt. Unaona, unasikia unaanza ku struggle financially, and now instead of thinking of maybe ways you can add your sources of income, uanze ku strategize your biashara yako, because you see the current business that you are doing probably is not generating enough income, or kuna financial crisis. Usianze sasa kukopa to compensate for hizo sales zenye haumake. I also see people make that kind of financial mess. Like unaona sasa umedaiwa, Rachel amekudai, now you start adding more debts on top of debts. Unaona? So at some point itafika na zitakulemea. So if it calls for you to cut down maybe on your lifestyle, you're not going to do it forever. Kama nyumba unalipa 25k na unasikia kabisa business is not doing well, tafuta just a standard house ya 15k. When business is back, when things are back to normal, you can always go back. You can always go back to your lifestyle. Tafuta vitu quality, but now at this point is not it's not at this point now you start looking at brands. Unajua kama unakulanga Sunrise ile yenye inauzwa package 250, now look for another still good quality, but sasa tafuta at least ya 120. Scale down on those basic things that you need to do, because itakusaidia. Otherwise you will continue getting into financial distress, a lot of stress, running away from friends. You see your friends and you don't want to see them, your neighbors, everyone knows you are in debt, because auctioneers are ever on your door, all debt collectors or your officer, everyone is on your toes, and you don't even have peace of mind. Kitu ingine pia, if you get some windfall money ni ile pesa maybe unapatanga, umegiftiwa, ama kuna kadil umeenda ukafanya, umepata ka contract, umesettle. Also budget for that money, budget for it. Usipate hiyo pesa and you now want to flash it out, you want to flash lifestyle, you want to get an iPhone, You want to Google for the latest vehicles and yet you are in debt. So hiyo pesa pia inaweza kukusaidia to manage some of those debts. Um, Finally, as I conclude, make more money. Of course, as much as I'm saying that you maybe spend less. That does not mean that now unajua you just relax and get comfortable. Look for sources of income. Ukiona sasa unaanza ku get into financial crisis, this is the high time you start looking for, unajua, if you're employed, and mostly those are in the private institutions, and you feel you're starting to get stuck, or things are not working as you wish, maybe you can negotiate a higher salary with your employer. If not, you can start looking for jobs that pay higher. If you're in business, ama kama if you're also employed na uko in debt, start looking for extra sources of income. Najua kuna watu wenye wanasemanga mimi employment, like me, I love employment, mi vitu za business hapana, but most of the time you find it's because there's like a comfort zone in employment. Ikifika sasa hapa, you are in a crisis and you need to get yourself out of it, and you need to do everything that you can to get yourself out of it. So yeah, increase your sources of income. Kama ni biashara, anza kuangalia, okay, business is down now. Of course, si biashara zote almost all businesses are not doing well, but at least biashara tu inaendelea. Start looking, anza kujistrategize, anza kuona, okay, kama hapa nilikuwa nafanya hivi, how about if I do this? How about if I try out another strategy hapa? How about if I start reaching out? How about, there are also a lot of online jobs that are there. Get to know about them, get to Google about them, get to Google about opportunities. Ingia uko online, angalia opportunities during this economic uh, crisis period that can help you. Yeah, and I think that's it for me. Of course, deni si mbaya. The only problem is that most of the time we wait until our denis become unbearable, uncollectible, unhealable. You want to come for assistance when it's already 6 months, 8 months, 10 months, unangoja mpaka saa ile sasa unakuja kuchotwa, and that's now when you want now your financial institution or the lenders to listen to you. Pia ukiona wakati mwingine you're in such a big financial crisis, na maybe umepeana maybe your asset like a logbook or a title deed or a lease agreement. Sometimes me I would advocate badala gari yako ikuje iuzwe, na probably unaweza pata seller at a higher price than what the financial institutions are going to dispose them at. Anza kutafutia gari yako mnunuzi mapema, let them come and clear the debt for you, and probably you'll be left with something, than also waiting and sitting down and just relaxing and waiting kuona vitu zako tu zikienda hivyo. If that is the worst comes to the worst, umejaribu kureschedule loans zako, umepewa moratorium, umejaribu kufufua biashara, like you have tried always, hizo methods zote zenye tumeongelelea umezijaribu, zimeshindikana, you can dispose your assets. Of course, vile tu tumesema, you're not going to stick in one place forever. A time will come na hizi financial crisis zitaisha na biashara zitakuwa mzuri. You can still continue to buy another car. You can continue to buy another piece of property or even another house. So there's no need to kushikilia. Sometimes tunashikilia vitu, it's like ni kama it's the end of life. It's between life and death. Pesa inakujanga na inaisha, but then you don't have to get yourself into those financial distresses. You don't want to unajua utaki kukuwa flexible, unataka kukaa hapo umekaza umekaza umekaza. At this point is not the point ya kukaza. Legeza mahali inabidi ulegeze, because we are not going to be in these periods forever. Of course, things are going to change, and they are going to change for better. And that's it for me today. In case you have any question in regards to debt or anything, kindly leave it on the comment section. Also, uh, please, kama huja subscribe and put your notifications on, so that every time I get to upload a video, you are notified. Yes, that's it for me. Guys, subscribe. I'll be bringing more on also budgets. I'm sure people don't know how to budget their money, debt management, savings, and investments. Yeah, I'll be having all those topics here. So that's it for me, and bye.